Hi, I'm Chris from Gears and Queers.
And I'm Chris from SparkPlug TV.
And this is Fun Girly Car Time. Yes, okay, we're recording.
Oh my god, hi everyone. Welcome back to Fun Girly Car Time. My name is Chris. Nope, we're not doing that.
To do that.
I'm doing that.
Each of us gets our turn doing that.
Look, I'm tired. I'm at the beach right now. I am at Holden Beach right now with my fam bam.
Holden Beach?
Holden Beach.
Is Susan there?
Susan is here, actually.
Oh my
God,
why is
she's
Susan
upstairs.
On the pod?
Because I don't know. I told her not to listen to it, so.
I feel like that's my fault.
No, it's my fault. No, it's my fault because we say the word cunt every 5 seconds, so.
How long did we made it 1 entire minute in before saying it this time?
We did. We made it 1 entire minute in. My whole.
You have the Raptor there, I trust.
I still have the Raptor in my possession, yes. I am taking it on the beach tomorrow. I haven't had much time to drive it. I mean, it does only get like 16 on the highway and 15 in the city, so I am not.
Is that the rating? Like, that's the
Yeah, that's like the
16?
Government EPA. Yeah. Greta Thunberg is shaking.
She is quaking. Wow. I'm just gagged by that. Not that I had any concept of what it would be, but that's a lot.
I mean, it's just like... Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And like, you can put 87 in it, but like, I've been putting 93 because I want to like, really pussy power to the max, But like... Yeah, but enough about the Bronco. We talked about that a lot in the last episode. We did. Okay. How are you? What's going on in your little gay car world?
I am actually doing quite well today. And as far as my gay little car world, let's see. So I've been driving the 2006 Accord to work the last couple of days, which is fun because it has...
She's a modern girl.
Yeah. Her air conditioning is cold and quickly cold.
Okay, she's charged.
She has anti-lock brakes, which is something that the ML has, but neither of my other Hondas do. It's just like, it's such a car.
It is a car. It's, in fact, 4 wheels, 4 doors, and an engine. It is a car.
I just love, I don't know, I was trying to describe this to somebody recently where, it was at one of the Mercedes Club events, and they were like, why do you have all those Hondas? And I was like, well, let me tell you. I was talking about why I think they're interesting. But as I was saying that, I'm sitting here, talking, and I'm wearing a Mercedes-Benz crop top. Have my nails were done differently, but I had my nails, like the acrylics on.
Yeah.
My crazy Mercedes-Benz earrings. And I was like, I dress rather uniquely in my everyday life, right? Like I move through the world a little bit
faggy,
yes. Exactly.
I say that with the utmost love,
and I trust, but like,
yeah. But you still don't deserve rights. You still don't deserve rights.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
no. Mm-mm.
But then, like, for me, the whole reason I was saying that is like, it's kind of nice to just get into. I mean, you met her, Miss 2006 Accord. A like nearly invisible car in everyday traffic, because like
it is so invisible. Yeah,
I am certainly not very invisible. Like I'm basically like, please make fun of me, please hate crime me as I'm walking around. But like the car, like it's kind of like some people dress really normally and they want to drive something that's like a bright color or like really loud, really showy. So it's like the inverse of that. Does that make sense?
No, it absolutely does. I mean, the guy that I borrowed the Audi, the Kyalami neon green ass Audi R8, like he wears hoodies every day. So it's like, I get it. Like,
yeah, it's just like you flexing your little R8 in your whatever that green color you said was. But
yeah, it's called Kyalami. Kyalami is the name of a racetrack in South Africa. So,
is it a green racetrack?
I don't think so, but I think maybe it has to do with the lushness of the foliage in South Africa.
I love that. That's incredible.
Yeah. Speaking of clothes, I'm wearing Jake Thevis's Live Lap Love t-shirt today.
Out Motorsports.
Out Motorsports, girly pop.
Did I send the check to anyway?
Yeah, you can send the check to me. No, I'm kidding. So I have this segment on my TikTok called LGBTQs and their CARs. And if you live near and or around the North Carolina area and you are in fact a queer person and you want to be on my channel, please DM me on my Instagram. But I just hit like 20,000 views, I think. I think it's like 18,000, between 18 and 20,000 views on interviewing that one queen with the R8, speaking of R8s, that black one.
Lots of R8s in the chat today. Mm-hmm. What was, I don't think I saw that one. I know that you said that it's like getting a little bit, more views than the other ones, but was there anything special about that video?
You know what I
think?
No, I think it's because of the algorithm, and I think because TikTok is so weird, because like if you put a certain sentence in a video, it just like triggers the algorithm. Like I get triggered whenever my uncle walks into the room. No, I'm kidding.
We're like 6 minutes in and there's no jokes. Triggering me at the uncle joke.
Oh my god. So the algorithm is triggered by like LGBTQ and then like road rally, and I think that is what gave it such like a boost without me having to like pay for anything. So yeah, and I think also because my outfit is kind of outlandish, and speaking of being made fun of, like people have been hate commenting my crop top and my cute little fun shorts. Yeah,
that is homophobic. Well, duh, but like that was a cute outfit. Was that the iHeart? Was it like a Hot Dads or something?
I love Hot Dads. Yeah,
right, and you wore that in our first episode.
I wore that in the first episode that we did not successfully record on video.
Yes, because all of the cameras died.
Yes. Yeah, but so I got some haters, and then but I had some people come in for the rescue and were like, just admit it, you like him, you think he's hot. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
You're like, oh, you think I'm hot? You want something to my, I don't know.
Orifice?
Anyway.
Maybe we should have a segment where we interview homophobes on their cars and ask them why they drive their GMC clapped out Yukons. And
it would always be a GMT 800. It really
a GM
would.
Who?
I guess it's like a 99 to like a 2006, the GM truck platform.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. Something near that.
Okay, so then what would a homophobe... So... would they just solely... They can't just drive that platform of GM product. Like, what is, another... do you have Carolina squatted trucks in Atlanta?
They do appear from time to time.
Is that
the homophobic vehicle?
I would say so, probably, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I don't hang out with enough straight people who own trucks like that, so I don't know. But I would imagine so.
I feel like it's definitely giving homophobic, especially if it is a GMT 800.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something that I feel like there's been a paradigm shift in what homophobes and racists drive, because it cracks me up. I think it was a Kia, let's say a fucking Kia Soul that I saw a thin blue line sticker on, and I'm like, do you have any concept of what created that vehicle that you were
Wait a
driving?
second, were we at Mountain Mama when we saw that? Because I swear to God I saw a similar car.
Probably.
And somebody was like, do they not realize that that's not domestic?
Right. And and I can think of I remember I couldn't tell you what the car is, but I have seen so many instances of these Trump 2020 stickers and stuff like that on the back of a Corolla. Or a Toyota truck, and it's Brenda...
Yeah, I don't think that I mean, what I've come to find is that it doesn't discriminate. I think with...
Discrimination doesn't discriminate. You heard it here first.
Oh my God.
We can end the episode right here.
But anyway, changing topics. Did you say earlier that you had speaking of topics, do you have topics that you want to talk about today?
I have a hastily Googled... let me read you what I typed into Google, because the stuff that came out of it is really funny, and I wanted to ask you some of these things as a bit.
Okay.
The first thing that shows up when I open Safari on my phone is 3 Britney Spears lyrics. So I'm a faggot. It must have been before that.
Did you know that people think she's dead? And that, like, she has an... Yeah. People think she's dead. People think she's literally, like
that they have... dead or, like, a different dead?
No, like she OD'd, like, a year ago, and on her Instagram and stuff has been a body double with an AI face. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a real... I mean, the drag queen that I'm trying to have on the podcast, like, she was the one that told me that. Yeah. She, like, blew me up over it. She was, like... telling me all about it. Yeah.
We're gonna have to put a pin in that because I do want to return to
Well, you brought up Mama Spears, so
anyway, some things that I wanted to ask you. I googled things to ask car people.
Okay.
So the first thing that comes up is 20 fun car themed icebreaker questions for starting conversations. And
oh my god.
The very first thing that I thought was actually really fun. I hate small talk. I know, same. Oh, wait, this one's really funny. If you had to name your child after any of the automaker brands, which one would you pick? I'll answer it too, but you have to do it first.
Okay, what about Vauxhall?
Vauxhall! Come inside! It's dark out!
Vauxhall, get over here! Vox, if you don't finish your shit, your shit.
You know what? That's kind of funny that you went straight to Vauxhall because there's Holden, which is like, well,
oh, Holden would be a good one. Well, it was like either
a boy name, right?
I was also thinking of like Citron, like Citron.
We need to brush up on our French or something because
Citron. What about you?
Why am I thinking Alfa Romeo?
Oh, so you want them to be an alpha male? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because I'm an alpha male, so I want my child to be the alpha maliest alpha male to ever alpha male.
Yeah, because I'm an alpha male.
Yes.
I'm a fucking alpha male. Wait a second, but these have all been male names. What about female names?
Well, Mercedes was a female name.
I think I've not, but there's a lot of women that I know that are named, not that I know personally, but I've definitely heard Mercedes used as
definitely that, and also Porsche, but like Portia.
Porsche.
Okay, I want to ask you the other one.
Like Porsche from oh my god, the Banana Stand. Oh my god, what is that fucking show?
Arrested Development.
Yes. Porsche. Her name was Portia de Rossi. That's her name. That's that famous celebrity's name. The one married to Ellen.
Yeah, the Ellen. Period. Okay. This next one. If you could eliminate one car from having ever been produced, what model would you pick?
Oh my god.
I feel like this is like a spin the bottle ass like list of questions. Like it's so weird.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in middle school right now. What would I choose to eliminate? Oh my god. Probably any Geo product.
A Geo?
Yeah, I hated those things.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of love them because they're bad.
Oh god, but they're you talked about communist cars last episode? That is a fucking communist car.
Which and why?
Girl, I couldn't even tell you which models. Like I don't even remember like them fucking model names. Like
there was the Metro, which was a Suzuki Swift, right?
Okay, but I liked that one. That was maybe the only one that I liked.
So
I would
we're
probably
not mixing the Metro. But there was the Storm, there was the Tracker, there was the Prism, which was a rebadged Corolla.
The only reason that I think that's the reason why I didn't like Geo though, was because when I was a kid and I would see those rolling down the road, I'm like, that's literally a Chevy. That's literally a Corolla. What the fuck is going on? Like, why am I seeing these?
Captive import, right? Isn't that the term when they do that shit? Like, rebadge something else? And
I don't know, but
doing it.
That actually reminds me of when I was in Mexico when I was like 16 on a mission trip. But like with my church, it's religion trauma. Anyway, so when I was there doing that, so I'll never forget seeing the GMT 800 Silverado body. No, I'm sorry. Suburban body. Suburban body with a Silverado face.
Yes.
I was blown away by that.
They do some like interesting things for the Mexican market, like not just Chevy, but like I want to say like Dodge kept making the Dart there. Of course, like Volkswagen kept producing the original Beetle. Like, and oh my God, did I tell you? Well, I don't know. Probably like a year ago, in my Atlanta, Georgia ass parking deck at work, I drive by and there's a Seat Ibiza in the deck, and I was like, "You are not from here. Where did you come from?" And it had Mexico plates on it. So like someone must have drove her up from south of the border and cruised on over to Atlanta for reasons.
I also, speaking of like imports that are like long gone and like not of this country, Doug DeMiro recently posted on his Instagram that he bought an A-Class, like a 1998, like original A-Class. Yeah. Like it's blue. It's like powder blue. Yeah. So it's so kind.
Oh, that's eligible for import now, the 25-year...
Because it's a 98, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I want a Renault Twingo, like the first-gen one's so goddamn bad. And those are eligible, like the older ones.
Yeah,
but the
yeah,
A-Class, the 98 A-Class, do you know anything about her?
I know a little. Not really.
That car, I'm going to play it fast and loose with this, but like, I want to say it was the actual 1998 model was released. Like, people bought them, they were in customers' hands. And then a major publication in the UK or something in Europe did a test, like an emergency avoidance test, and rolled it. And then it was like this whole gag because it's like Mercedes-Benz, like pioneers of safety and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
So like they recalled them all and like I guess they didn't have traction control or stability control, or maybe it had to be reprogrammed, something like that. But they like had to, like, there's a picture, and maybe there's like a picture of the car like on its side. Maybe it didn't actually roll over. Maybe it just like went up on two wheels, something like that. And it was like, and like that they had to like really quickly fix it because it was not something that they had encountered. And I mean, they still made that body style for a few more years after that, but it was a big deal.
Well, that's interesting. That actually reminds me of the Audi TT origin, about how like we talked about this at Mountain Mama. Actually,
I had never heard of that.
Yeah, about how like when it first got released in the late '90s, how it didn't have enough downforce in the back, and so people got literally killed over it, and because they would like go crazy fast on the Autobahn, and they would just like lose traction and fucking just flip or just crash or whatever because they just like lost traction. So they had to put a wing on the back to elicit more downforce, and that's why ever since then, like, it's always had that, or at least the first gen
which always had that. I had never paid attention to that. I was so unaware of that.
Well, but because I think the ones that we saw in the States were already the ones that had the wing on the back, because I never knew that it even had that up until recently. So it's not like it was a known thing that it was like, or at least for kids of our generation, like it wasn't like a known thing, like, because the youth. Well, I've been hanging out with my 19-year-old brother and his 19-year-old friend this past week at the beach, and I feel like an old sack of shit. So I feel like
I'm knocking on their door. I'm basically about to die.
Bitch, I'm 32. I hate you.
Old.
But I look 25.
You look so freshiana with that cut.
Oh my God, thank you. I just got my hair cut and my bearded trimmed.
I like to get my beard trimmed when I go to the salon. My bestie cuts my hair. I need to make an appointment.
Salon.
What are we in Paris?
John Frieda Salon.
Is this us practicing for the ad reads? Like,
yeah. Oh my God, we're halfway to being monetized on Spotify. Hooray!
Thank you to the listeners, because that's the only reason.
Yes, that is the only reason for the season.
Really?
But yeah, I think like you said you wanted a what? You wanted a what did you say that you wanted was like a classic now at this point?
A Renault Twingo, the original one, because they're like. They have like they're like a small city car. They have a quirky design on the interior. They came in like a bunch of colors.
They're so adorable.
They are precious, and they are like, I think it's something to do with like emissions and cost of registration and whatever. But like cars in Europe that are that old are like $3. Like,
this is making me like emotional looking at this, and I don't even know why.
It looks like a friend. It is shaped like a friend. right?
It's like, it's so cute. I don't want to hug it.
It's so precious, isn't it? Like, you just get a little baguette and your Twingo and go traipsing through the lavender fields in the countryside. Like, come on. And then go smoke a whole pack of cigs.
A whole entire pack of cigarettes.
A whole pack.
A whole pack. So, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, I would want a Maserati 3200 GT.
Why can't I think of what that is?
That was the one with the crossbar tail lamps that they used for the oh Jesus Christ, what is it called? Oh wait, I have the Maserati. No, the Grecale. So the Grecale used
not even a Maserati. Cancel me now.
Wait, what did you? Oh, you said the DBX. I didn't even hear you.
Wow,
sorry.
Take away my enthusiast cred. Anyway, you saying.
Please. Oh, yeah. So the Maserati 3200 GT, the taillights are inspired the Grecale's taillights. So if you look at the Grecale has a very similar elbow-styled kind of boomerang, whatever you want to call it, style tail lamps. A boomerang. I'm staying with boomers and Gen Zs right now, and I'm the only millennial here, so...
You're going to get canceled by the boomers.
That's impossible.
GT. Oh, that one. Was it really called the 3200?
Yeah. Yeah, so that is like one that I would want. Like that is when I think of Ferrari, hello? No, I'm going to get canceled. When I think of Maserati, I think of the MC12 and then that one. But I think of the 3200 GT more so as like obviously like more pedestrian, if you could even call it that.
Okay, so I'm thinking of the Maserati Coupe, right? Because that was the successor, and it did have different taillights though. I'm on the Wikipedia, and this is the car. These are the cars that had those dry clutch automated manuals, right? That were like they wear out like every 10 shifts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I also do really love the Quattroporte 4 too. Like that was a really cunty one. Because that one just reminds me of cocaine for some reason.
Is this an older one or an?
It's an older one. It's very 80s boxy.
Oh, I think.
I mean, it's 90s actually, but it's.
Oh yes. Oh, she's cute. Yes. It's it's giving B Turbo.
Yeah.
The B Turbo.
Speaking of European cars, my cousin, who's also named Chris. There's too many fucking Chris's in this world.
All sounds fake. Anyway.
He just bought a 2023 Land Rover. No, I'm sorry. He just bought a 2023 Range Rover Sport SE.
That sounds like a really nice looking vehicle. I think Land Rovers generally look very like nicely coordinated.
Well, you know what the funny thing is that my parents are actually looking at buying a Defender.
Which length?
Not the extended one, but the regular. Not the extended. The 4-door one, because my dad originally drove the 2-door one and was going to get the 2-door one, but he decided that it was because it's like a $40,000 difference between the 6-cylinder and the 8-cylinder. It's literally 40,000. Yeah.
That math. Don't be mathing. I don't.
It's highway robbery.
I mean, I guess something is always worth what people are willing to pay for it, but isn't it? Well, I mean, they don't use that engine anymore, right? Now Land Rover has the inline 6s, but for the longest time, their 3.5 liter V6 was the 5 liter V8 with 2 of the cylinders chopped off. So you're telling me that that's a 40? I mean, I know that's not the literal case, but like that's 40 grand difference. Like, come on, no.
Well, so what? So what he was telling me is that it's got the 4-cylinder, and then it's got an inline 6 with an electronic turbocharger, and then the V8 so that one is a Land Rover. That one is a Land Rover product, but the V8 is made. It was made with BMW, so it's not a BMW V8, but it was made with BMW, like in tangent.
they sat down at the craft table together and they were like, we're going to share.
They like glued like air.
The glued valve stem seals together that are up in like 10 miles anyway.
Right.
Yeah. I would not pick BMW to make a V8 with. They just do not seem to be good at it.
What? I love BMW V8s. What do you mean?
Like, they're good to drive and high performing, especially brand new, but like they age like milk.
Yeah, but didn't they just come out with a new V8? They just came out with a new V8, I thought.
Is this the new one that was developed with Land Rover?
No, because I think Land Rover's is more bespoke, but I think that BMW has their own.
All I was hinting at is that historically, BMW V8s have been very unreliable, and I hope that is different now because we're talking like from like the 90s through well into the 2010s. Many issues with V8s specifically. Oil burning and failures of.
It's always oil with BMW. Like I don't like, and the temperature door on the yeah. There's an issue. So my brother has a 328i, and he was looking at selling it, and one of the things that is kind of crapped out, and apparently it's fucked up on my Z3 too. The air conditioner door that changes between the cool and the hot air. I don't know the tech. The blend door, thank you. The blend door is apparently like a serious issue with BMWs, and I mean it's fucked up on mine and it's fucked up on his, and his is like 14 years older than mine. So and it's like $2,000 to fix it.
So the blend door is what was
because you have to take the whole dashboard off.
So what? How does it? So are you just stuck on like full hot or full cold or something?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like I have to. Yeah, in the winter. You can't do like a medium heat. Yeah, it has to be like full fucking, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, so that was when I bought the 99 Accord, the coupe. It didn't have heat or air because the AC wasn't working, but the blend door was stuck on full cold, and I bought it in December. Mm-hmm. So like I on that car, it's like kind of like you can go underneath like the glove box and up behind there and whatever.
Okay,
you can actually get to it.
Like a reach around?
Yeah, a little.
Oh.
And it's also on that car attached to a valve.
We can't do that. I'm horny.
Stop. That's like the one word you can't say.
Is it?
H word. I'm kidding. But no, I had to reach my hand down and flop that thing back and forth just to get a semblance of heat. And then if you accelerated too hard, it would flip back over to cold. And I did eventually get a new motor and put it in, and now it works. And I actually think that the 06 Accord might need a new one for the driver's side, because this morning when I was driving to work, I was like, why am I hot? And it was producing heat from the driver's side and cold from the passenger side. And I'm like, no, I want that over here. But then it stopped.
Well, yeah, that's annoying. That's annoying. No, but back to my mom and dad buying a new Defender.
Defender.
So it's if they go through with this, like this is probably going to be one of the most momentous car buying occasions like on the planet. Like I literally might throw them a party because like they never ever buy brand new cars because they are fiscally responsible. Yes, and they would lease it for the first time in their entire life. They would lease it, and because they have friends that lease, and then they buy them out, like I do, because that's what I've been doing the past 2 cars is leasing and buying out. The last time that my parents bought a brand new car, my mom back in 2003, my dad bought my mom a brand new 2003 Volvo XC70, and within like the very first month, my mom backed it into a into a garbage can.
Oh no!
A garbage dumpster at a hotel. But my mom got the hotel to pay for the repair because it was not in the correct spot. So
pop off Susan.
I know she really, and I'm the same. I mean, she taught me well. I do the same thing. I'm like, she did.
Is she the original scammer?
She's not a scammer by any means.
I'm kidding. My parents also don't buy new cars. 2007 was the last time I bought a new one. Anyway, you were saying.
Well, but so yeah, I mean, like this would just be very momentous for them, And I told them to get the car PPF'd, and they were like, absolutely not. And I was like, you're gonna buy like a near $100,000 car, and you're not gonna PPF it, okay?
Like at bare minimum, get like the ceramic coat or something. Like, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say like maybe like no, they'll definitely get the ceramic coat, but like he's not gonna spend like $4,000 to do the whole paint, the whole wrap. But, I mean, I was at least saying, like, well, maybe you should at least do, like, the Invisibra. And he's like, well, I don't... But the newest Lumar F1 style PPF products that they have out now, like, you can't even see it on the cars. So, like,
wow.
it's pretty intense. And awesome. Then, like, if a ding or a scratch or whatever happens, like, you literally just have to heat it up with, like, a hairdryer or a heat gun. And then, like, just, like, rub it out and then just, like, comes.
Comes. You know what you just made me think of?
You just rub it out and then the scratch goes away. Until it goes away.
I want to say that I don't know if it was for the year that I had. My G35 was a 2007. It was the first year of that newer body style that most people know as a G37. But the first 2 years, 2007 and 2008, the sedan was called G35. Anyway, so they had this whole thing about like scratch, like self-healing paint. And it was like, oh, if your car gets a scratch, it will just stop. And fun thing about my G35 is it got hit by anything and everything while I owned it. And the scratches just didn't come out on their own. It just did not. But it's interesting to see how far like paint technology has come. And like the aftermarket too, right? Because that kind of stuff, I'm sure it did not exist like even just a short, like, few decades ago.
Well, I mean, like, and that's probably why my dad was like, I don't want one of those on the front. I don't want it to show, because it's like...
People think about, that's like, what car bras from, like, the 90s and 80s.
Yeah, like those leather things that you would put on the front.
Just
but, like...
chafed.
Well, you know what a trend is in New York City, in Manhattan, are these, like, bumper buster things?
Yes, the bumper...
Bullies
have a
or
name.
something?
I think it is.
I know.
I
don't know.
Hangs out of the trunk.
Yeah,
because parking is a contact sport in New York, honey.
Yeah, I figured that. But when I first saw it, it was very much like a culture shock for me to see that. And like out of
people also do those little like black rubber, I presume rubber or plastic strips that look like they have adhesive on them, and they like are on the corners of bumpers and stuff in New York. I've never seen that anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. I have seen that. I've also seen like the bumper protector guards for like door panels, like or for the doors on the outside.
You mean the
so
edge?
That like so that you're not like hitting your car into somebody else's car.
I feel like I see those more often than I should, especially in garish colors or like chrome, where it's really obvious. But you can get those color matched to your car too.
That's on color matched.
And that's on coordination.
That's on faggotry. What else is going on? So yeah, the Defender is pretty momentous. I have been having a conversation about like what I should do with, I mean, speaking of paint and fucking everything up, I mean like the back end of my Colorado has just been a fucking nightmare. Like when I first got it, I was trying to put my jet ski on the hitch, and I fucking like fucking rammed it like SWAT team into the back bumper, and I just like scraped the shit out of the back bumper, and then I like...
Is that where the hitch is on the bumper?
No, but it's underneath it. I mean, it's like a proper pickup truck hitch, but like I'm just clumsy sometimes, and so I just yo ho like into the fucking bumper, and like
yo ho.
And so a bumper's life for me. But I have like sun poisoning right now. I'm like,
you need to drink some water or something. Like.
I know. I really do need some water. But yeah, so then I like got a paint pen from the dealership, and I like tried to match it, and like you really have to know what you're looking for to see it. I can see it immediately, but it just really pains me that I did that within the first like couple of months of me owning it, because just the first couple of
you and Susan.
Well, the first couple of months of me owning the Elantra, I scraped it on because it's so low to the ground, and I had Miss ML before her,
you had an ML?
You didn't know that? I had a 2015 ML350.
Maybe I did know that. When you said...
I think I definitely told you. It was white.
Okay, bitch. Anyway, you were saying?
It was a base model, but it was still cunt.
Oh, I love that. ML greens.
Yeah, so because I was so used to the SUV, I was not used to the lower body style, and so I scraped it on and I don't even remember scraping it, honestly.
Oh my gosh, I actually have this could be an entire separate podcast if we wanted it to, but I have this really weird thing of when I buy a vehicle, and I have never bought a new vehicle, so they're all old, something happens the day I buy it, or like very shortly afterward. So like when I bought the ML, it was about, oh God, it was at least 2 hours away. I can't remember exactly. But when I got it home, the right front brake caliper, I guess, decided to lock itself and get the brake rotor red hot. And it has never done that again. That was 2 years ago. I vividly remember my G35. I don't know if it was the day I bought it or it was at least the very first weekend. I cranked it up, and the hazard flashers and the windshield wipers were just a-going. And, like, you couldn't get them to stop. Like, nothing you could do could get them to stop. And I was, again, like, away from home. And I was like, well, I guess we're just driving home with the wipers on. And then, like, not even, like, 5 minutes later, they just stopped, and it never did it again. I had that car for 6 years.
Okay.
Let me think. I know I
had a similar
into a trash can the first day I had it.
Jesus.
Anyway, what you were saying?
I had a similar brake locking story when I took the F-150 Lightning down to the beach with the trailer. I like rented a trailer for a YouTube video because I wanted to see how far it could tow. On my way back up to Raleigh from the beach, I thought I hooked it up correctly, and I forgot to put the emergency brake pin in the thing, and so I was riding I was leaving the campsite, and it just was smoking, and I was like, oh my God, it has never done this before. Why is this doing this? And I'm like on the phone with my dad, and I'm like, Dad, what do I do? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, but tell me what to do.
The trailer or the truck was smoking?
The trailer. And so I pulled over, and actually, ironically enough, I pulled over at a fucking fire station, and the entire fire station came out with like 2 fire trucks. But yeah, and it was so funny because the whole time they kept being like, crank it. Like, it's on, and there's nothing happening, and they're like, is it on? And I'm like,
You're
yeah.
Like, it's electric. It's the future.
It's electric. Do, 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 do. And
that sounds like a fever dream. Oh my God.
And it was, and then they finally figured out, like they were like this close to giving up, and I was gonna have to like call the person I rented it from and stuff. But then one of the guys finally figured out that the pin was out of the emergency brake release box.
So it was just locked on.
So it was just locked on. So the drum had been expanded and had just been expanded the whole time. And they even took a temperature gun to it, and it was like over 350 degrees.
Who has a temperature gun just at the ready?
Fire people.
Fire persons.
Fire peoples.
I was talking, the briefest of detours, I was talking to my coworker, and I was like, I don't know, we were talking about like, she was like, go sister, and then we were trying to make it like non-binary, and I was like, what is like a non-binary like sister? And I said themster, and she was like, sibling, and I was like, Serena, shout out. Anyway, themster. I like how I created an entirely new word for something that already the English language had already figured that out for us a long time ago.
Yeah, love that. So I'm filming, after I'm shooting this podcast, I'm shooting a video for the Bronco. Like, I'm shooting my second to last video for the Bronco, so I'm doing like the regular driving video.
At night?
Yeah, because, I don't know, my last at night video got like 14,000 views, so like I would like to do that again.
Interesting. How does that work for you with lighting?
It doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, last time I actually used the ring light that I'm using right now, but I also used it on my DSLR camera that I shoot with. But tonight I'm going to be doing like a POV vid with my GoPro. And so, like, there's not going to be a whole lot of lighting, but I am also probably going to...
It's like a black screen, and you just hear, like, turbo noises and gay screeching.
Anyways, but yeah, so... what else?
Should we just... I mean, we're at 47 minutes, and I feel like we've been on it. Do you want to just wrap up?
So, anonymous cum dumps.
I have a name. Can you imagine me being anonymous at literally anything? I never shut up. I don't know how that would work. Did I tell you about the guy that came into my house, saw my face, and turned around and left, and then told me that my house was too bright, and then blocked me?
Oh, you did tell me that. Yeah, you did.
And I was like, okay. Anyway,
that's okay. There's a bisexual married man a couple houses down from our beach house that
that's urbanism.
He's 42, and
you're trying to sell me.
I don't know. I can't quietly start the Bronco to go quietly traipse over to his house.
Well, you said he's a couple houses down. Why you got to start the Bronco? Just go walk.
No, I know. I'm kidding. Hoof it.
Is there a quiet start mode on the Bronco Raptor for when you're stepping out on your marriage? I can't believe the sentence that organically create should be studied.
No, but there is a valve system. There is a valve system that you can put quiet mode on, but it doesn't start quietly.
Well, then what's the point?
Oh God! Oh my God! Not stepping out on your marriage.
I mean, you know, that's what the electric future is bringing, is infidelity. That's the podcast episode name. The electric future is bringing infidelity.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Put down.
Yeah, you do.
Take me out back.
Take me out back and shoot me and kiss me on my mouth.
Take me out back and shoot me, but first you gotta kiss me. This is... I'm losing my mind again.
No, I think this is the last topic. I think this is where we end it. I think that sway that you just did, I think that was where we need to cut it.
You don't like... I couldn't redo it again if I tried.
No, I love it. It's cunt, but I just like... I think that is just like a signifier that you need nappy time.
I worked late today. I worked late yesterday. My brain is hurt, and she's tired.
I feel you. I get it. And I've been lazing it up at the beach and just been a beach bum.
Whilst I have been torturing myself with something called productivity, you have been torturing yourself with the sun.
No, I mean, I've been working a little bit. I've been posting TikToks and I've been posting stuff, you know.
But you gotta take time for you too.
I gotta be my best me. Be your best self.
Yeah.
Be your best you. You can be. And on that note, I think we're gonna end it here. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening, whatever you're doing. Any and all support is very much appreciated. Please don't forget to subscribe, rate, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're doing that. Thank you to the 5 subscribers that we have. And we will see you next Monday at 9 a.m. wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Yes. And on that note, bye.
Bye. Where's the record button?